What's up? It's your boy Dion Cole, and welcome to another episode of Funny Knowing You. And today, look, it's not a lot of comics that I like truly admire, where I am in awe, and I watch them perform. Anytime they perform, I watch them. There's not a lot of them. Today is one of those guys that I truly watch, and I've worked with him several times, and every time he's on stage, I'm watching him, and he's here today. I mean, one of the biggest in the game, and has been. I mean, to just hold that position for all this time is just incredible. I can go on and on. It's just my big brother, the great, the one and only Mr. D.L. Hugley.
What's up, baby boy?
Man? Thank you so much, dog.
Yeah. 50 years later, I get invited to your house. It's so nice.
Where are we?
Oh, really? You remind me that much? This the first time I'm over here, nigga? Okay.
I know, man.
They'll edit that part out, but.
But noted. No, play. I'm playing. How you doing, man?
I'm great, man. I'm great. Man, it's really nice to be here, man.
Man, thank you for having me, for being here, man, and getting down or whatever. You've been in this game for so long.
A long time.
Getting it in, right?
Yeah, for sure.
You went to the wrong house today.
Yeah. Do you know a black comedian that lives? They wouldn't know it too. The nigga.
Oh, we know exactly.
There's a lotion delivery right there.
There's a lotion delivery.
You know the black people with Occitane lotion? That is 4 houses down that way.
That's hilarious, dog. So look, I just want to go back to the beginning, man, because this is it's a lot of people, you know, they see us, but they don't really be knowing stuff like a lot of time. But let's just go back to like, you from Los Angeles?
From here.
Where how'd your parents meet? Your parents met here?
I know my mother was from Portsmouth, Virginia, Norfolk, Virginia, and Port Virginia, that area. And my father happened to be on, the Navy. And when the shit pulled in, they be trying to, let me see if I can grab me something. But the crazy thing about it is my biological father brought my father over to his house to meet my mother, who was his wife. And my father, my stepfather, met her, fell in love with her, and basically, snaked his best friend. Basically, yeah. So, hey nigga, when he went off to this, so my last name wouldn't be Hugley, it would be Ballard, but my father liked her and immediately scammed his best friend. So I will let your mother, you don't want to know that, baby. Your grandmama can't be trusted. Yeah. So she had already had my older sister. She was pregnant with me. My father saw her, fell in love with her.
But wait a minute, why did he introduce her?
Well, so my biological father had his best friend who was my Hugley.
Yeah.
And when he came over her house, he saw her and like, I'm getting this bro, and did. And so, which I didn't learn till many years later. It's hard to go to church with your mom when you hear a story like that, really.
You got, you said how many brothers and sisters?
Naomi wasn't the only one lying down. Yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah. So you said you got like brothers and sisters. How many?
I have 2 sisters and 1 brother.
Oh yeah? Y'all get along?
I like them. I mean, I like them. One of them I really like, and one of them, I think, no, I don't. I mean, I don't dislike them, but I don't want to bad that. I send them money, so I mean, and it never comes back. So I think they do them good. No, I'm just kidding. I like them. I do.
You like them
all the time, but I love them. It's harder to say like than love. Love is automatic. You got to love it. You gotta like it. Yeah, I do. But this is so funny because I used to get in trouble a lot, so they would always tell. But I always knew I was better than them. I would always go, I'm so much better than y'all. Oh. And then I was. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. I was like, this place can't hold me. I got to get the fuck out of here. Yeah. But I'm not even lying. I always like, oh, your little graduation party. Wait till you see what I do. So yeah, we had a very interesting relationship when I was born.
I could just imagine you 9 years old drinking tea in a robe, like.
Yeah.
I don't want to play.
Yeah, I can't wait to get out of this joint.
I can't wait to get out this house.
I can't wait.
What'd you do as a kid, man, that your parents don't know that you did? Like something like that?
I used to do it in their bed, you know what I mean? I think, that's a rite of passage. I used to do it in their bed all the time. And they had a water bed, so it made me look like I was really putting in work. I was like, well, you know what? Yeah, baby, they don't call me Tsunami for nothing. But yeah, I used to do it in their bed. I used to do it in their bed all the time.
What was wrong with your room?
You can't, my bed was, you can't, ain't nobody gonna be impressed by Batman around the sheets. Now you gotta, in the corner groups, remember that bed that went in the corner?
Yeah.
And my younger brother always stayed in the room with me, so she had a big bed. And they didn't seem to be using it. So.
How was you disciplined as the
switches, extension cords.
Yeah.
But like my mother was like a lot of black mothers, like she would wait till you get out the bathtub. Like I'm pretty sure. My mother used to whip me so bad I used to have to wear turtlenecks in the summertime. You know what I mean? I mean, one time we were Athens Park where we learned how to swim, and this dude, he had webs all over him, and the police came, like took him away. My mother like, wear a sweater. or you can stop hitting me with this discord. You couldn't. You want me to help you hide your crime, but you don't want to. Yeah, she made me wear a sweater to that. Because when she came to pick us up, and it was the police, and that nigga get took away, and she like, wear a sweater. To the pool?
That's hilarious, dog. Yeah. Them extension cords, boy, those was...
And you know what? They never plugged nothing up. They were just for ass whoopers. I'm like, nothing... What did this plug into? It's nothing that needs electricity that runs through this thing. It wasn't the refrigerator, wasn't the radio, wasn't the TV. It's just to whip people's ass. Radio Shack is sadistic. I'm like, why do we have extension cords? If your house that little, if you have extension cord, it means you got a lot of room. It was when you could walk. All of our shit was right here. You know what I mean? No extension cord. So,
it was like razor blades, Jack. They was like, wow.
I'm pretty sure that was illegal, though. I mean,
it had to be, right?
You can.
Because when I saw a belt, I was happy.
Yeah. Ooh, regular shit.
Yeah, regular,
Not the Saturday night special. That was funny because I didn't have, I remember when you lost your mom and I reached out to you, or when Sid lost his mom, they're people that had very close relationship with their mother. And it always hurt me to see somebody have somebody that close and to lose them. Yeah. And my mother was, we had a very different relationship. And I thought, because when people used to get Mother's Day cards, I used to get them, but they never really connected with me. I didn't, and so when I see somebody who is, really at a loss for that kind of, at pain because of that kind of loss, it really is a touching thing to me. But it's observational more than the feeling of it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm still rocked by that, man.
Yeah.
I was sitting up just yesterday trying to hang this picture up in my house.
Yeah.
I was sitting there and I was just...
And it come out of nowhere.
Just
my old man is like that. I was on stage in Orlando last week and I told a joke about my father. I had to get off stage. And he was gone 7 years.
That's crazy, ain't it?
You think that it's nothing. I mean, or you think that, obviously you think it's something, but you think that you are. I don't know you. It's such a permanent thing to know you'll never see them again.
Yeah,
and sometimes it catches you like, wow, never again.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I'm pretty sure we ain't going the same places. No, nigga,
So
I would
you
never
really
see
not
you
gonna
again. If this book has anything to say about it, sayonara, nigga. I won't see you no more. So that's very bracing to me to know that that's just such
God damn, dog. I ain't never even think of that, dog.
yeah.
We might go into the same.
Not at all. At all. At all.
Oh, that's funny as hell, dog. Anything in your childhood that happened that like traumatized you?
I didn't think. I used to look like my real father. I looked like him, right? And when you do scandalous shit, you don't want to be reminded of it. So I look like the scene of the crime. You dig what I'm saying? Every time you sue me, I look like the foul shit you did. I look like it. What's a reminder? I remember, so I was always singled out. Like, I was always like, why do you eat like that? Why do you walk like that? It was very, like, my mother would do really, really mean things to me. But later on, when I found out what had happened, I got, well, yeah, okay, that's what. And then my father would let her do I'm actually writing a book about him that I just finished. And it's called Charlie's Boy. He would let her do it, but I imagine that it's the evidence of the crime. You know what I mean? Yeah, How I Met Your Mother. You can't tell that story. You can't tell that story at a cocktail party and have people not look at you like, this nigga ain't shit. I mean, it worked out for me. Yeah, my mama got me a daddy, goddamn. And she got me a replacement daddy, but I'm sure that I reminded her and him of the scene of the crime.
Yeah, was your mama? She was fire. She fire?
She's bad. Well, my mother had. So she was 14. She had all her kids by the time she was 18.
Gee.
Yeah.
Really?
My mother had 4 kids by the time, 19 tops. So, but then, when you look back and you realize somebody's that young with that many kids trying to just get through it, I don't know if they think as much about love as safety. I gotta get something like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And my biological father was a pistol. Like he used to knock down a lot of drugs and drink and whoop on her, and
dang.
so she, felt justified what she was doing. So, but she was a young girl who got married early, lost her mama early. So these are things I know now.
Yeah.
But you can have an amount of compassion that you couldn't have before. But
right.
Because when you grow up and you start seeing things, you know how turbulent that can be.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
I don't know that I was like I never felt. I don't have memories where I feel traumatized. I have memories that are very stark, but I never felt like I was on the losing end of it. I swear to God, I was like, I'm better than these. I really thought that. I'm really kid. I'm so superior to this. But I think maybe I just told myself.
Yeah. No, I mean, growing up too, we was so poor, dog, in Chicago and it was just me and my mother.
Yeah.
And we was so poor. We used to have to put our food on a windowsill outside because that's where the snow was to like keep it cold. Right. But to me, that was normal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was like sometimes your parents can raise you in an environment as long as they make you feel like.
Or you don't have a TV. If you don't, like, you can't. If you see shit, then you want it. Like,
yeah.
But if everybody for your neighborhood is fine, but when somebody like, nigga,
yeah, man.
So I think a lot of people say that, and I say this all the time. I can't say that I know for sure I was loved, but I do know that I think duty's stronger than love. I do. I think that there are men who swear an oath to the Constitution. Like, you could be in the service and you're gonna be you'll have a level of fidelity to that armed services that you wouldn't to your woman.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think duty is a lot more resonant than love. So I could say I was raised with a dutiful. They lived up to their obligations.
That's dope. Yeah, I agree with you totally.
Yeah.
Elementary school, man.
Yeah.
How was it?
I remember I was not a bright kid, but a very curious one, and so these white people used to come. I went to school called Avalon Gardens, and my mother still lived on the street that it's on. So I would go to school, and they would come and test. They would come pull me out of class and take me to get ice cream and ask me questions and test me. Like they thought, I think it was called the way I comprehended things, the way I rationalized it. And years later, and so they would do this for a long time. And then when I come back to class, everybody would kind of be standoffish. It's like if a human touches a bear cub in the wild, it's tainted, right?
Yeah.
Years later, I was at State 48, and I was telling that story, and the guy next to me said it wasn't so the testers could see how you reacted. It was so that they could see how people reacted to you, and they follows you the course of your whole career. And it's illegal now to have done that. But those were schools that those were tests they did all over the country to black people.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And I felt so. I remember distinctly. I didn't want to be different, so I'll never do anything that makes me stand out.
Right.
And I think, and they so a lot of those people, he apologized because he said his father was one of the main scientists of that study, and so
Really?
But it happened all over the country.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I've never even heard of that before. Whatever. What about high school? Was that like?
That's it for me. I was like, 10th grade. I was like, I can't. This enough. I'm like, I don't got to do this no more. Like I remember my mother like, why don't you buy me school clothes? Because you don't go to school, nigga. You know, why you need new clothes to stay home? You don't need new clothes to hang on the corner, nigga.
You didn't go to school?
Hell no, man.
What did you do then?
Get in trouble. I got kicked out of Gardena High, then I went to Locke High, then I got kicked out of Locke High, then I went to San Pedro High, then I got kicked out of San Pedro High. Then I went to night school, you know what I mean? I had to go to, they wouldn't let me go to school in the daytime. Ain't that fucked up? So I went to school at nighttime with all these people, all these janitors and people trying to get their high school degree. Like all of these people that needed, you know, their high school diploma so they could get a raise at the factory. I went to school with them. And they would have a uniform on. Like, why does this nigga got so many keys? Why is he in class with his shirt with his name on it and keys? But, and then I was trying to get my life together then. I was like, I'm gonna get my life together. And then I got, a friend of mine named Curtis, I was like, I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of getting in trouble. So I was gonna really get my life together for like a week. I was like, I'm 16. I'm like, then he comes in, we have this fight, but the dude we had a fight with was a Gardena police officer, off-duty Gardena police officer. Don't you know the next day they came back and the police said, hey, meet us at the graveyard across the street since you need, because we jumped on the nigga. He's a grown man. Like, man, they came, all them police cars came up to me, like, fight us for a fight at the graveyard. That was my last day. I'm like, my brief but brilliant educational journey is over. That's why I do my thing note from the GED second.
Yeah. Did you ever sell drugs?
Weed, but that wasn't drugs. But I used to be bad at it. Cause I couldn't count. Like nigga,
used to be bad at it.
$3, $2. Nigga, you can't be a good dope dealer if you shitty at math. You can't ask to do that bullshit from you. Hey man, what you owe me? No, you can't. It's not.
What you owe me?
Yeah. I know you owe me something. Like I know this ain't right. You can't be a fucking dope dealer with scratch paper. Let me see. Hang on. Carry the one. So that was a brief. It was brief.
I know you owe me something.
Yeah, nigga, this don't seem right. You got a nickel bag and gave me $4. Cause that's all they had. They had 3. We had dime bag, nickel bags. You get $3. I'm like, I can't be doing all this counting, nigga. And it's pressure too, cause people looking at you. You're like, you gotta do it. Now, if I could have done it if I could concentrate. Like, you know what I mean? But you can't be watching out for the police and see if nigga got a gun and counting. Come on now. Something you're gonna suffer. You do this shit. Yeah.
Oh, dog, that's got me crying, dog. Okay, I gave you this.
Right. Hold on a minute, nigga. I know that. Hey.
I'm supposed to get
Right.
Oh, well,
Cause you know, give me this much money. I can tell where your money real. It always sounded good.
Oh shit. Was you did you ever get like well, let me ask you this. Who's your first love?
The first girl who I thought I was in love with, her name was Wanda. And I'm not gonna do it the courtesy of saying her name, but last name. But I hope she sees it. No, I'm just kidding. But she was gorgeous. She was really dark skinned, had bright white eyes, beautiful white teeth. And man, I dug this broad, right? She lived off Central, like right where the school. She lived right by the school where Kendrick Lamar went, like right by the high school she went. And man, and I would go see her, man, and she was just adoring. Like, I mean, we had the best day. We was hanging out, and one day, this dude knocks on the door. He says, "It's Wanda." I'm like, "Nigga, who's it?" And he had a college San Diego State Letterman jersey on. He was an athlete. And she was busted. I said, what the fuck is this? She said, "Both of y'all get out." And made me leave. And so I'm like, I'm not going nowhere. And then all the dudes in the neighborhood jumped me. What? They jumped on me because she said, he won't leave. And they jumped me. So I'm in the bathtub and I'm like bleeding in the bathtub. And she's holding me over the bathtub. And I was like, man, if these niggas come in, I'm so tired. And they broke in the bathroom and whipped my ass again. So I stagger back to my neighborhood. I get to my car, stagger back to my neighborhood. Told them niggas what happened. We go over there and they shoot the shit up. Then 2 days later, she said, "I'm sorry." And I was right back over her house at night. Isn't that stupid? Right back at night, that same night. Like 2 nights later, I was right back at her house. With the same car, not even trying, just leaving the lights on. And then niggas that just shot, they beat me up, I shot back then. I so stupid. I hope she loses a tooth now. I hope she fat and loses a tooth. You know, when I was in the 7th grade, and back then we had to take the bus. So it was 7th, 8th, and 9th, and the 7th graders sat up front, right? Mm-hmm. 8th graders in the middle, 9th graders in the back. It was this girl named Catherine. I loved her. Remember that song Gloria by N7? Yeah. So back then the radio would come on and the song would come on at the same time every day. So that's how you knew what time it was. Yeah. So every day that song would come on and I would look back at her and she would smile every day. It was a whole routine every day. Yeah. This went on for like 2 weeks, however long a song is a hit. So one day, Dion, I did my part. I looked at her. And I guess she was in a bad mood. She said, "What you looking at, motherfucker? Stop looking at me, you nappy-headed fuck up." And I felt myself shrinking. And the bus driver tilted the mirror again. "It's all right though, man." Oh my God, I don't know what happened. So that was probably my first love that I never, like we didn't say anything to each other. That was when I knew you can't, yeah. I love that broad.
Oh, that's so funny, dog. He said Gloria.
And every time I hear that song, a tear. No, it doesn't. But every time I do hear that song, it does remind me of that.
Oh, that's funny, dog. Okay, let me get my composure. Here we go. Your first job.
The first real job I had was McDonald's.
Me too.
Yep. And I loved, the first time I ever worked and got a check. This is how hard I worked. I worked so hard, I got a check that was $120. That's how hard. I mean, you used to make $100 at McDonald's.
Yeah.
When I think that was like 215 an hour or some shit. And I was so good, I never got to cook anything. But I used to clean a lot in the lobby. Remember that? I was so good, Mexicans would give me tips. Can you imagine being so good, Mexicans go, hey man, you got a talent. They would give me tips. I'm not even saying. It was on Avalon, it was on Rosecrans and Central. And they never let me touch a grill. I could drop a fry every once in a while, or I could drop the fillet of fish.
Yeah.
But I was so good at Latin Lobby. Man, them motherfuckers like, "Here, take this $1." I was that good. And I worked hard. I loved that job. I used to wear my uniform to parties. I loved that job. I could have been the first Calvin. I fucking love that job. You know, my goal is now to work the grill at a McDonald's one day. I want to make my own Big Mac one day.
You wore your uniform.
I never got, yes. Yes, put my little hat right here. You know, fat chick love when you smell like snacks. Man, come on now. And that's when that pastry came out, man, come on now. Yeah. I love McDonald's, yeah. I love it. I think that and my first paycheck, what I did was I remember I went to the store, grocery store, and I got all the things my mother bought for groceries. And she came home and she's like, who? She thought my father went grocery shopping. He would never have done nothing like that. Mm-hmm. I said, I did it. And she made my plate first.
She made your what?
Plate first, because you know, back then your daddy, you didn't have one, but I'm just saying if you did. Well, what happens to dudes that have daddies, your daddy have to eat first. Then, I mean, I don't want to bring up trauma. I'm telling you some shit, you know, I'm just giving you. So he eats before everybody. And then if he pushes himself away from the table, you get to have more. But so the first time when I bought all this food, she made my plate first. And that look that she gave me was the look I've been looking for women my whole life. You can feed a woman and protect, you good. So yeah, that's what happened. She made my plate first, and it was, I was like, okay, this is what you do. Yeah. This is how you supposed to act. So that was a lesson.
Man, that's real, dog. So, man, that's funny. I did not know that. Because I don't have a father.
Yeah, man, it's overrated. I ain't got one either now, niggas. We in the same thing. And we're both two fatherless comedians doing it for.
Need your plate first.
Yeah.
What do you mean, brother?
Yeah. He see as he made his plate. Oh, man. Then she made our plate. Then we all sat down and eat. And if we wanted more, you had to wait till he finished eating. And if he didn't grab another piece of chicken or some more beans, you could have more. But if he did, you just didn't get none. He would just push away from the table and go read. Wow. Yeah. And I couldn't wait to do it. I was like, man, that's what I'm gonna do. But my wife didn't. She never made my plate first. I'm like, you don't even do it right. The kid's supposed to eat first. What kind of woman are you? Oh.
You know what? I'm better than this.
Yeah, I am. I spent a long time being better than motherfuckers. You guys can get caught up in it too.
You just caught.
I see you have some more shit to overcome.
Oh man, what transitioned you into comedy?
So you know, back in the day, so they used to always, barbers were everywhere. They would sell you weed, do taxes. You get a VCR. Them niggas was always on the hustle. They would be promoters. So it was this cat named Dwayne, and he was a barber and a hustler. So he was doing a concert with Blue Magic and Robin Harris at this place called the Total Experience on Crenshaw. And I used to go to a barbershop and talk shit. So they said, if you think you're so funny, open for this show. So I didn't have no material. I walked on stage. I'm 20, 21. Walk on stage. I started talking shit about people, and I knew that was the moment. I knew this was what my whole life was leading to. This was why I was really feeling like I was better than them, because I knew that there was something I was supposed to be doing, and I knew, and it's something I knew that moment is what I would do for the rest of my life, and I fell in love with that moment, and I can't think of many weeks where I haven't been on the road.
Yeah, yeah. That's the same thing with me. It's like, I remember going on that stage and I was like, oh,
This is it.
this is why I'm here.
Yep.
Like, got it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's this click that's like
Yep. Instantly, and it's
instantly.
so and you just like, I would hear people have religious experiences where they talk about, I saw the voice of God, or I saw the light. That it felt just like as close to a religious experience as I can approximate.
Yeah, did you ever question yourself?
And, well, even now, all the time. I think it's not. I think that it's not even a. I think that art is such a torturous thing, because you're always going over your head what you should be doing, or if you're working hard enough, or if you're studying long enough, or if you're so. Yeah, I question it all the time.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a tripped out feeling when so many people admire you, but you sit back and be like,
Yeah, it really is. But I'd rather have it. I've seen it the other way, where people. I think that I watched people who were so talented, and they thought that the talent meant something. Like it's this big chip in the game, but talent don't mean shit unless you can summon it on demand under pressure. It don't make no, never mind how funny you are around us. When people pay to see you, I think you have to be worth their time and their money and their investment. And I think that's, to me, the pressure I feel every time somebody comes to see.
yeah. Do you, when you're on stage, me personally, the joke that you're on, that you're saying at that time, are you thinking about 5 jokes that's on their way? Or are you thinking about, are you present into the joke at the moment? You get what I mean?
So if it's me, like when we were on stage together, right? So you got 30 minutes, right? So you edit things in your head, right? But if I am by myself, I'm playing the theater or a club, and I know that I got time, I just take my time and let the audience take where it goes. But if I got to do a set for TV or a set for, it's time specific, then I'll do that. But the great thing about it is knowing you can. You got enough stuff in your inventory, you could, okay, all right, I can make a meal out of this. So yeah, I do it. It depends. That's more. It's more determinative of whatever circumstance we're in. If we, got to do 6 minutes or 20 minutes or 10, then I have to mess around with a lot of stuff in my head. But if I'm just out there, I just hang out.
When you first started, was your material what it is now?
No. I was, you can only see what you can only say what you see, and my world was so much smaller then. In my continuum of experience, I wasn't a father. I wasn't married. I hadn't traveled. I hadn't experienced loss. I hadn't experienced love to any degree. I hadn't known, so many more things that I would come to know. So I think you are sum totally of your life's experience, and that was my experiences were so narrow, and my comedy had to be that way. But now I think it's broader, because I live around people I've never lived with before. I've gone places I've never seen before. I've eaten things I never imagined I would. So all of that kind of comes up.
What about your political humor? Like, how did that come about?
I had always thought, I thought powerful people and the allure of power had always been funny to me or ironic to me. When I was a kid, I wanted to be a preacher, right? Like I thought that's what I wanted to do. But yeah, right. Yeah, but I was 5'6", but having people's attention, being on stage, using your voice, having a microphone, it's really kind of the same thing. It's just, except that my proscenium was different. But politically, I think that every single situation that has happened to, for, or with black people in this country has been at the behest of a political apparatus. Like every freedom we enjoy, a political structure had to say it was so. Everything we didn't enjoy, a political structure had to say it was so. And that dynamic was always very funny to me. When the stakes are so high, it always was funny to me. And I think now that the last few presidents have been basically media stars, like Barack Obama was pop culture. Donald Trump is pop culture. So now it's skewed the way we kind of absorb politics. So now I think it's easier to do. But I've always been interested. I've always thought it was interesting.
I mean, you definitely express your voice. I mean, to the fullest or whatever. You ever be nervous though? Like they gonna come after you or some stuff?
I mean, I think that in America, if a black man says anything they don't like, you could lose. Hank Aaron got death threats for just playing baseball and breaking a home run record. You could be, you know how many people in this country have died because they looked at somebody or said something or somebody said they said something. So I think that's a part of America. People wanting to do you harm because they don't like the way you make them feel is more American than apple pie. Violence is our calling card. So it's baseball, hot dogs, apple pie, and slaughtering people who make you feel uncomfortable.
It's facts, but yeah, that's wild to even think like that. You think, I mean, to be like that, we live it. You know what I mean? But you think black people care too much about what white people think?
I think that, and this is, I think that we are, much like I told you about my dynamic with my parents and about how I reminded them of their I think we're like that for white people. I think we remind them of all the things. We're a living, breathing testament to their atrocities. And I think that whether we care, I think there are people that care too much, but I think it's a very young mindset. I bet you cared more about what people thought of you earlier now. So I think that if you're younger and you haven't had many experiences and you kind of, going to a situation you've never seen before, obviously you would have a different perspective than if you've been, immersed in it and been around. But I think there are a lot of people who I think do things because they want to curry favor.
Yeah, I just think that we should do our own thing sometimes and not compare it or not do our version. And you know what I mean? This always our version.
It's just like that, 7% with black people. Yeah,
It's like
I agree. There's so many stories to be told, so many things you could do. And I think that comes from culturally, they don't. I was doing this show called Studio 60 and Aaron Sorkin was doing it. And on the set they were talking about Stairway to Heaven. And I was like, man, y'all know the OJ? And they're like, no, that's Led Zeppelin. I'm like, what? I never knew, and it's 40 something. I never knew that Led Zeppelin I never knew it. And they didn't know the OJs because and we would have never had occasion to. And so I think most of us never are in close proximity to people. We live in our own echo chambers. We do our own things. I think most people, when you say that a neighborhood is diverse, it's one or two niggas, and that's it. That's the diversity we're gonna get. And most of us don't have to. We don't have to live together. We don't have to. We work together, but that's transactional. You got to be at this place. But very few things do we do in a way that's communal and in a way that forms a relationship. So I think that there would be. We're not comfortable because we don't necessarily know.
Yeah, I just think, like I said, I honestly think, I ain't saying we just do our own thing and we don't share with other people. I don't mean that. I mean, like, we do our own thing and then we share it with other people. You know what I mean? Like, we don't like keep it for ourselves. Just everybody share everything in a sense, but we have to like have our own. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly think this too. I honestly think that we as a people, somebody do some harm to us, there's nobody to answer to.
All right.
But if you do something to any other race, you have to go talk to they council.
There's something gonna happen. Yeah. You like I remember I forgot who it was.
No, Nick Cannon had to
Yeah,
go
Nick.
talk.
He had his name was Nick Candlestein. He had to join that. That nigga had a bar mitzvah after that shit. They circumcised that nigga, right? He had to get circumcised after that. But I think you're right. I think that our story always starts in the middle, and there's always our story always starts in the middle because we were something before we were here, and everybody counts us like that whole phrase "black on black crime," and we've kind of co-opted it into our own lexicon. But crime is about proximity. If something happens to you, who they gonna look at first? The people who are around you. If something happens to a wife, they're gonna talk to the husband. Something happens to the husband, they're gonna talk to a wife. But they have led to believe that it is a moral failing on our part. Crime is about proximity. It's also about poverty. But they only talk about things that they know make us appear like the number. This is the number one sex offender, pedophile, and the convicted sex offenders in America. 80%, 76.5% are middle-aged white males. Middle-aged white males. There are more registered sex offenders in Texas than in California, by a lot. 10% of the nation's sex offenders live in Texas. 10% of them. It's enough to fill out Airhead Stadium, but you'll never hear them talk about that, but they'll tell you about black on black crime. Like, black people may say fuck them kids, but they do it. You know what I mean? So I think the more that you're aware of things, the more that you are, you're solid in your perspective of being an individual and not necessarily caring what people think. It's true. It's true. It is. It's true. It's true. It is. Like, even if you look at this Epstein thing, you know who's on the list? You know who it is? I tell you what, it ain't us. I guarantee you, without ever knowing who's on that list, they will be very powerful, rich white dudes.
Yeah.
Who did it around very powerful. It was their own ecosystem. They did it openly. It's princes and principals, princes and presidents of universities. All of them felt as if they were in a safe space. And I guarantee you, the only reason we don't know who it is, because it's the people, it's a lot of people whose society is held in high regard.
Wow, that's crazy. You think it's gonna shake? You think it's gonna shake up stuff if it come out?
I think that you can't really. Here's the thing: you can't really be shocked, because if you look at everything that ever happened, I don't care if it's the Catholic Church, I don't care if it's Penn State, I don't care if it's Ohio State, I don't care if it's the Boy Scouts. People were more concerned about the institutions than the people. And all of the judges and prosecutors look like them. So they were having to deal with themselves. And to effectively deal with something like that, you have to tell the truth about yourself. And this country will never do that. So I think the Epstein thing is indicative of a lot of things, and I think a lot of things we'll just never know.
This is gonna get a lot of us gonna get probably swept under the rug.
They're gonna get somebody gonna get tired. This dude was around for 30 years, 40 years.
Wow.
Like, then, like, I didn't know. You had a 15-year-old working at a spa with naked people walking around. Like, none of that shit makes sense to me. Like, we sent R. Kelly to jail. Y'all sent y'all to the White House. We didn't do that. But there are things that culturally we wouldn't allow. And I think that you can only be a viable culture if the members of that culture have a standard or things that they won't allow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's wild. All right. Dog, So great. Have you ever stolen a joke?
Yes, of course. Yeah. Of course. Yes. 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 Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Has anyone stolen a joke from you?
A lot. No, and I could make the excuse it was my formative years. I was a kid. I was like, yeah, but I've done it. So yeah. And yes, and after a while you just know who you are and it doesn't matter anymore. And I've watched people steal my jokes in front of me. I'm like, I did that on the special. I saw like that's but I never get mad about that. Like remember when we were on tour together, Michael Blackton did a joke and he called me and I don't care about that because you can't steal me. I'm like, man, I'm dope. You take it all. I'll do something else.
I remember this dude stole my joke right in front of me in St. Louis. I was with Kenny Howe. And Kenny had, Kenny had like 10 dudes with him. I ain't know none of them, right? And we walk in this place and this dude's doing one of my premiere jokes. He got off stage and I called him backstage and it's like Kenny and me and all these dudes, right? And I come up to him, I'm like, yo, dog, why you stealing my joke, dog? He's like, what, no, dog. I said, you seen me on TV, dog. You saw me do that bit before. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I was like, lie again, I'll slap the shit out of you, dog. He was like, nah. Dude behind him pulled a gun out and put it on the side, and I went, yo, they got guns. And I like ran. And while I was running, Kenny came behind me and was like, he with us. The dude with the gun was with us.
Oh, they're in there. Oh, yeah. Hey, nigga, give a nigga an email. Well, hey, man, come on now.
Hey, nigga,
Update. Yeah, on the group chat, let niggas know where. That's yeah. And I was like when I was young, I used to do like I thought it mattered more than they did. But people, you could take every word somebody else says, and it don't feel the same. It doesn't taste the same. There's a level of, for me to say anything now, I have to be connected to it. That's why it's very hard for me to have writers. Now I can have people that I talk to, and we can help flesh stuff out. But I think I love the game too much. I love what I do, and I think that, how would I look knowing that I've stolen a joke and be mad at somebody who young and starts out, well, that's crazy. I'm like, go ahead, knock yourself out, young fella.
Yeah. Any new comics out there you like?
I like a lot of people. Yeah. There are a lot of people.
It's a lot of good.
It's a lot. There's so many great comics. I like a lot of them.
Yeah, and everybody's different.
Yeah, I love it. I love the art form. I love watching people work. I love it. So yeah, I think comedy's in good.
Who's your like best 5 comics that?
Who made me laugh harder than anybody ever made me laugh was Ricky Harris.
Oh
yeah. Yeah, he made me laugh harder than anybody ever made me laugh. But I can tell you that there are things I remember. I remember Jamie Foxx came to the Comedy Act Theater, and Jamie Foxx was so funny. I remember storming out of the Comedy Act Theater and went, that's unfair to be that fucking funny. And I was mad at him for a long time. I was just mad, how the fuck are you that funny and talented? Fuck you. He was that, I had never seen anything like, I remember I watched Tommy Davidson do something. So I had like these moments of like, I remember I was playing a gig with Tommy Davidson in Memphis, and Tommy Davidson did Mr. Bojangles. And my shirt was wet, and I was crying. Like I couldn't believe, it's one of the most brilliant things I'd ever seen. So I've seen people, I remember seeing you on tour, and I was like, this dude. So there are elements of people that I watch and I admire because I don't have it in my wheelhouse, but I think it is just like I've never seen a woman that I didn't find something that didn't have something absolutely beautiful about her. I've never seen a comic, a great comic, that I didn't see something absolutely brilliant in.
Yeah. Jamie is by far, I think, underrated as far as talent. Like he should be all the way up.
Fuck him. I've had enough of him right now. Fuck him. Yeah, Jamie should be more. Yeah. Yeah, poor Jamie. This motherfucker. And he had the nerve to do a great special after he almost died. Fuck him. This nigga got out the hospital bed and delivered to the hospital. It's sickening is what it is.
It's unfair, man. When he's saying he heard Jamie do it, man. It's crazy.
It is. It's unfucking fair. I'm like, why does?
One time, Tommy Davidson came. I was at the Laugh Factory and I was about to go on stage. I'm like queued up, right? I'm waiting. The host is about to bring me on. He just tapped me and was like, you want me to do some time? I bring you right up. And I was like, bring me right up. He was like, went on stage, right? He went up there, everybody doing good, da-da-da, woo-woo-woo, ba-ba-ba. And then somebody give him a note. And he gets the note and he goes, balls it up in his pocket and he was like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a special guest. Give it up for Tommy Davidson.
Yeah.
I was like this. He destroyed.
Yeah.
I'm talking destroyed. And he stayed up there like 30 minutes.
Fuck him too.
Look. He got off stage, and then the host goes up there and it goes, all right, man, y'all give it for Tommy. All right, let me bring this comic up. He started giving my credits. As he was saying my name, I was walking out the door. I refused to follow.
But everybody like gets their turn in the barrel. I don't care who you are, how great you are. I mean, Robin Harris he would put me on last every time. So we'd go to get there at the Comedy Act Theater. He would do jokes, bring everybody on. He would do 20, 30 minutes in between. It was crazy. And why wouldn't I be walking out, give it up to D.L. Hugley? I'm like, man, come on, you did that shit on purpose. You did that shit on purpose. But that was the only way you got time back then. It was so, it never felt, look, man, I'm so grateful to have, found what I love and to have seen what I've seen. And I'm very humbled and grateful by all the things that I've seen and got a chance.
One of my big bros, which you had a chance to be with him several times, is the late great Bernie Mac. In Chicago, Bernie used to do this thing called Milchonaires.
I remember.
Remember Milchonaires? He used to do the Cotton Club Milchonaires and used to have me host. Like a lot of times I would host and I would be in the realm of Phyllis Hyman and all these people, you know what I mean? But Bernie had a lot of tough love. Bernie wasn't gonna just give you anything at all. Like you, first of all, in order to even get on the mic, you gotta follow him. And he wasn't, and Bernie used to sizzle, light that motherfucker apart. If you can come after that, fine. Bernie wasn't putting you on no show. Bernie wasn't doing none of that because
He used to say, I walk alone. Yeah, you do. No getting past it, you do.
Bernie will tell you he took the train from Chicago to LA to open up for Gladys Knight and do like 10 minutes or something. And then took the train back. He was like, nah, I work hard for this. I ain't giving you nothing. Was he like that on the road?
By the time first time I ever saw Bernie and worked with Bernie was at the Music Hall in Detroit. And I worked with him and Sid. And we were fast friends. And we toured for a long time together. And the thing I remember the most about Bernie is I remember the way he talked and people thought that he was under the impression, even if you listen to Kings of Comedy, he was under the impression that, they didn't get him and he wouldn't get a shot, but he did. And once they got him, Bernie is like, say you buy a pair of shoes and they don't go with anything, but you buy them because you dig them. And then the next thing you know, They go with everything.
Yeah.
Where you get that from? Man, I picked him up, man. I didn't. He was that. They went, all of a sudden, they went with everything. They didn't make no more. And you can't tell nobody where you got it from because they don't have it. But that was Bernie. That's what he would always remember.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't know this too. When Bernie was on Def Comedy Jam for the first time and he just exploded, he has a very famous saying where he's like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. And that came from, people don't know the reason why he said that. You know, and the story that was told, a guy in front of him on Def Jam bombed. They booed him.
I remember.
Who was that dude? I forgot that dude's name.
Hey, man. I was talking about being all humble and goodwill. Let me tell you who it was. This nigga. I know who it was.
Yeah, they booed him, right? And then Bernie came out there and was like, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Yeah. And that should just be.
He had a shirt with him on the shirt. He like,
he did.
How do you have your own clothing line with you on it?
Yo, shout out
that
to
thing
Bernie,
that talk about a motherfucker that was better than everybody. I didn't have clothes made for me. Fucking relax.
All right, last few questions, man. What's your favorite era of music?
I think it would have to be probably 70s going to the 80s.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Because I remember, so they were the windows where we got to see stuff. The things that they talked about were so demonstrative that you thought you were, they took me places that later on I would go to, but before I'd ever gotten there, whether it's the interaction with a woman, whether it's, driving, whether it's making love, whether it's whatever it is, they were probably the template for the way that you imagined it would be. They set to music your imagination. And I think that's such a lost art form.
It is.
Like when a motherfucker now, I don't want you to undress it for me. I got that part. Just set it up for me. But I think that they were artists who just painted such a vivid picture. Like Marvin Gaye was so demonstrative, so vivid. My children's children will be able to listen to a Marvin Gaye song and know exactly what he was saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he captured a moment in time, and I think art does that. I think that those were the kind of artists that did.
Yeah, it gives you, you had to use your imagination with these songs that you don't have to now. Now they just telling you exactly.
It's AI.
Yeah, AI, all that. But back then, remember you look at the album cover and it told you everything you was in store for. Yeah. And it could have just been a woman standing there.
And I tell you what, don't let it have the words on the back. Now you would like to. Nigga, I remember that song. I got you. I'm like, what did he get?
Yeah, man. That's definitely 70s, 80s. That's mine right there, man. Well, 3 things that absolutely annoy you.
I can't stand people with bad shoes. They ain't gotta be expensive, but I can't fucking stand if they bad. Like I want to run them over. Like I'm like, why you? I can't stand bad shoes at all. Now I'm not talking about expensive shoes. I'm talking about bad. Like you ain't supposed to. Come on now. So yeah, that annoys me. Bad shoes annoy me. On anybody.
Name me 2 other things. Bad shoes.
You know what? Here's the thing. This annoys the shit out of me too. Like, have you ever been flirting with somebody, and then they flirt back, and you're like, I don't want to. No, I don't. Like I'm very shy. Like, hey baby, how you doing? Good. Like, no, don't play back. I don't like when you play back with me. What's up with you? No, I don't want. I'm done already. Let's stop. I don't like when they play back. You know who did that to me? So, what is that? What's the, who's this, soon as I get home, soon as SWB. So SWB. So I'm yeah, SWB.
Okay.
I'm flirting, talking all this shit. She talking shit back to me on the radio, like we were like, and they recorded. I was like, nah, I can't. I was kidding. I was like, I don't like when you reciprocate back. I like for you to play hard to get and me to chase you. But if you ever seem like you like me back, I don't want to do it. Don't ever.
Don't never match my
Don't
foot.
ever do it. Oh, this.
All right, one more. Give me one more thing, dog.
You know what annoys the shit out of me is when people walk up to me and go, "Where I know you from, nigga? How do I know where you know me from?" That's the most annoying shit in the world. And then I used to go, I'm a comedian. Oh, that ain't what I know. See, now I ain't gonna do that anymore. That annoys the fuck out of me.
Oh shit.
And when people like I was flying to, I forgot where I was. It was St. Louis because we were on Southwest because Southwest has a direct flight, and I fucking, it's 3:30 in the morning, and this lady, can I take a picture? I'm like, it's 3. Why would you come up to anybody at 3:30? Anything for any like? This is not. We ain't supposed to be up. I may never see you again. You won't, but that's not the point. 3:30 in the morning? Who the fuck thinks that? That's crazy. And I'm the nicest dude in the world at 3:30 in the morning. Let me just shake your hand. I want to take a picture. No, it's 3:30 in the morning. I'm not even. Are you in the morning? Are you in a good mood? I'm not.
No.
I'm not in a good mood. 3:30 in the morning. You know why you wouldn't know I was not in a good mood? Because I would be asleep and that part would have passed. I'm an asshole, but I'm asleep, so you can't know it. And at 7 o'clock, I'm normal again. Hilarious. They gonna hate me in this goddamn interview. Let me tell you what Deion Cole said. What? Fucking hilarious.
All right. Oh man. Anybody you don't get along with?
Yeah, you know who I don't get along. Yes, nigga. Yes, of course. Of course, there are people. I don't care. Yeah, I know. There are motherfuckers I despise. Yes. Not just don't get along. Hate. And the only reason I use hate because it's not another word stronger than that. There are motherfuckers I hate. And anybody who says you're not supposed to hate doesn't do it right. Yes, there are people I hate. And I hate them so much, it makes me feel good that I hate them. It does. I'm like, yeah, this feels right.
It's so much hate. It feels good.
Yeah. It doesn't even bother me.
Oh God. Yes, I know you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll leave that alone. We won't beat that.
I mean, you could paint the picture. I'm sure it's not hard.
Yeah. No, I know exactly.
Yes.
I got one too, boy. Oh, I
good.
can't stand.
Yeah, there we go.
Just noises.
And you know what? Somebody feels that way about me right now. So yeah.
3 things that bring you joy.
I never thought I would love children as much as I love my grandchildren. I love them so much. Like really, fuck my kids. Like I don't need them anymore. Like I'll call, hey baby, how you doing? Hey dad, what's going on? No, put the kids on the phone. Yeah, you had your chance. We don't need to. No, I don't care nothing about y'all. I don't care about your day. Guess what I did today? I won't. I'm not gonna. Let me speak to these little bros. Then we can get back to the awkward silence where I call again. Like I hate when I call and they're not there, and I gotta pretend like I want to hear what you got. Oh wow. Well, here's a good chance, but nope. I'll just call back when they back. I'll call them. Yeah. I didn't know I would love that. I love them little bro. And I know they use me. I know they do. I know they do. I don't even care. I love it.
Two other things that bring you joy that you.
My woman. I think she brings me joy, and my art. I love her.
There it is.
Yeah,
Brown liquor or clear liquor?
definitely brown.
Yeah.
I like gin a lot, but if I drink, I love gin. Like you know. Who the fuck am I talking to? Look at you in the camera. Like, I don't know. You should cut it off right now. No, I love. It depends. I love having a martini with dinner, but if I mean it, I'm gonna drink bourbon or a dark tequila.
Nice.
It's a different thing. Like when people say brown liquor make you. It'll be what the fuck are you talking about? Why? There are different kinds, and I drink for a different effect. And I love cigars too. I love them. I love them.
Yeah. Do the different liquor bring out different DLs, right?
Yes.
Which DL you hate the most?
Yeah, right. That one. Every one of my kids came from brown liquor. Even the light skinned one. I'm telling you, all of them. And and I got a little nickname from them. I promise to pull out. You can't get pregnant 2 days before your period. Just let me put the tip in. Just names that remind me of what I was. You should have ended up in a napkin. Nicknames that that I think of them fondly about. Oh, you should have been a pearl necklace, but you're not. You're here talking and everything. I think that's why I have a lesbian daughter. Maybe I missed this crazy. I brought it on myself. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Yeah.
You're so silly. How was that experience?
What, with a lesbian daughter? Yeah, the only thing that ever bothered me about it is when she married her girlfriend, and they both, when they get married, they got $10,000 wedding dresses, both of them. I'm like, one of your bras could have rented a tuxedo. Like, come on now. This wedding is more expensive than the couple God approves of. Come on now, stop it. We don't have to. I'm already pretending like people ain't judging us. Come on, let's get it. I'm already gonna have to explain this on the fireplace, but you go ahead on.
Good as hell, man.
And I actually love my lesbian in-law, daughter-in-law, than I do my everybody else. Like if they broke up, I still stink to see her. I would go sleep. I would like, oh yeah, you my folks.
That's dope, man. That's good. How you want to be remembered, man?
That ain't gonna be up to me. That's such a vain thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Shit, just remember me. Shit, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't, yeah.
DL, thank you so much.
You didn't even use none of them cards. You just sort of look good. You know what I'm saying? This nigga printed cards, and it's the same cards for every guest. I'm out of here, man. Fuck this shit. I already have you driving to strange white people's house. You motherfucker. Look like we're doing a porno over here. This thing got books and pictures of the show. What the fuck is this? All right, niggas. I gotta get.
Hey, man, thank y'all. DL Hugley, the great DL Hugley. Thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of Funny Knowing You, man.
Give me some of that lotion you got the camera.
I love you, man.